Okay. Welcome back to all. So in today's session, we will going to discuss about section B. Okay. So in section B, there have all together 15 question. Okay, but you want to select only 10 from this portion. Okay. So we start with question number 136. And our paper code is the S6. Okay, so first question from the section B is, in the following palindromic base sequence of DNA, which one can be cut easily by particular restriction enzyme? Okay, so which sequence cut easily by the particular restriction enzyme sequence, and that specific sequence is the option 4, that is GAATTC CTTAAG. Okay, so this is a one of direct question you want to know about it. Okay, so moving forward, next question on your screen, that is, 1 minute. Question is, given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion and next is the reason. Okay, and we will want to find out which is correct or not. कौन सा correct है नहीं है वो हमें देखना है. So first assertion is, Mendel's law of independent assortment does not hold good for the genes that are located closely on the same chromosome. So here, whenever they said gene that are closely located or located closely, that means they said about the link gene. Okay, or we can say linkage. ठीक है, ये किसके बारे में बात हो रही है यहाँ पर? लिंकेज के बारे में. ठीक है, on the same chromosome. So this is the one statement. Next statement is next reason is, closely located gene assort independently. In the light of above statement, choose the correct answer from option given below. मतलब ऊपर जो we already discuss assertion and reason. ठीक है, तो उसके हिसाब से हमें करना है आंसर. So here they said about linkage. Okay, and next is reason, closely located gene assort independently. Actually, whenever we talk about the linkage, and when two genes closely located on same chromosome, they have less chance to assort. Okay, or they have a less chance to assortment independently. Okay, that's why this reason is a not correct. Okay, or it not a correct explanation. ये इसका correct explanation नहीं है. Okay, so assertion is the correct, but reason not correct. Okay, so that's why here option second okay, so first A option is the correct, but R is not correct. So option 1, not the second, is the correct option from this part. Okay, moving forward, next question is 138. Here they said the entire fleet of buses in Delhi were converted to CNG. मतलब complete fleet of buses in Delhi, it converted to CNG from diesel. That means they use CNG for traveling. ठीक है, along or apart from the diesel. In the reference to this, which one of following statement is false? तो कौन सा statement false रहेगा अगर ऐसा होगा तो? So it is cheaper than diesel. Okay, so it is correct statement actually. वो cheaper है, ठीक है, डीजल से. Actually this is from the NCERT, हमें ये पता ही है. ठीक है, it cannot be adulterate like diesel. This statement also correct. ठीक है, वो adulterate नहीं रहेगा. That means they have not any other substances added in the CNG. Okay, other than CNG. ठीक है. Next is CNG burn more efficiently than diesel. This also correct. Okay, CNG का जो burning value है वो अच्छा, वो अच्छे से burn होता है. Next, the same diesel engine is used in CNG buses, making the cost uh, conversion low. Actually, this statement is the wrong. Why? Because diesel engine have a different thing. Okay, have a different mechanism, and CNG engine have a different mechanism. Okay, so इसके वजह से ये ऑप्शन यहाँ पर false आएगा. Okay, and that's why correct option is the 4. सेम डीजल इंजन काम नहीं कर सकेगा CNG के लिए. ठीक है. So moving forward, next question. Which one of following will accelerate phosphorus cycle? So this is also one of direct question, and direct answer is the weathering of rock. Okay, so when weathering of rock happen, at that time phosphorus liberate from the rocks. Okay, and it accelerate the phosphorus cycle. और वो क्या करेगा? phosphorus cycle को start करेगा. Other options are rainfall and the storm. This is not option at all. Burning of fossil fuel, this is also not option. Whenever we're talking about burning of fossil fuels, at that time we can go with the carbon cycle. ठीक है, कार्बन साइकिल के बारे में हम यहाँ पर बात कर सकते हैं. अगेन whenever we discuss about volcanic activity, वहां पर भी हम कार्बन साइकिल के बारे में जो है वो बात कर सकते हैं. whenever we talk about the burning of fossil fuel volcanic activity, at that time हम जो नाइट्रस साइकिल रहता है उसके बारे में भी बात कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, बट whenever we talk about the phosphorus cycle, then weathering of rock is the correct option. Next, match the list one with the list two. This is the very simple question actually. ठीक है, so you want to match we can say types of chromosome with their details. ठीक है, उसके डिटेल के साथ हमें यहाँ पर जो है उसको मैच करना है. ठीक है, सो हियर दे कैन से मेटासेंट्रिक क्रोमोसोम. ठीक है, मेटासेंट्रिक क्रोमोसोम का मतलब क्या होता है? सो सेंट्रोमियर इन द मिडल फॉर्मिंग टू इक्वल आर्म, दैट थिंग इज नोन एज द मेटासेंट्रिक क्रोमोसोम. सो हियर यू कैन सी A means 3 कहां पर है? That is option 3. And is it only option 3? ठीक है, so option 3 is the answer, but check other things also. So acrocentric का मतलब क्या होगा? That is the centromere situated close to the end, forming one extremely short and one extremely long. Okay, next is the subcentric, that is the 4th option. Centromere slightly away from the middle, forming one shorter arm and one longer arm. Next is the telocentric. Telocentric का आएगा second option, that is centromere at the terminal end. Okay, so this is a very easy question. Why easy? Because you already have a diagrams in your books about it: metacentric, acrocentric, submetacentric, and telocentric. Okay, moving further, Next question. Read the following statement on lipid and find the correct set of statement. Okay. So here you want to read all the statement. Okay. यहाँ पर हमें सारे statement को read करना है, and then इसके जो correct statement है वो हमें find out करना है. ठीक है. So lecithin found in the plasma membrane is a glycolipid. Okay, so actually lecithin is the phospholipid. Okay, so please remember this thing: phospholipids, not a glycolipid. Okay, that's why this statement is the wrong statement. Okay, next, saturated fatty acid possesses C bonds, means carbon double bond carbon रहता है saturated fatty acid में. Okay, so this is the statement, but whenever we talk about the saturated fatty acid, then it is the C single bond C, not a double bond. And whenever we talk about the double bond, it is the unsaturated. ठीक है, तो वो रहेगा unsaturated fatty acid. Okay, So next is the, so that's why this statement also wrong. Okay, next statement is the gingerly oil or gingerly oil has a lower melting point. Then what is the gingerly oil? Gingerly oil means the sesame oil. ठीक है, sesame oil. ठीक है, has a lower melting point, hence remain as oil in winter. Actually this statement is the correct statement. ये जो है correct statement है. Lipid are generally insoluble in water but soluble in some organic solvent. This is also correct statement. Okay, when fatty acid is esterified with glycerol, monoglyceride are forms, and this also is the correct statement. Okay, and that's why CDE is the correct one. यहाँ से CDE क्या है? Correct है. That's why option 1 is the correct from this question. Okay. Moving forward, next question. So here you can see the different life cycles. यहाँ पर हमें different life cycle देखने को मिल रहा है. And here you can see the different plants, different type of plants, and you can see in list 2 they have different type of life cycles. So you want to match the thing. यहाँ पर हमें चीजों को match करना है. So first about the Spirogyra. Okay, so whenever we talk about the Spirogyra have a dominant haploid and free living gametophyte. Okay, so this option 2 is match with the Spirogyra. ठीक है, Spirogyra के साथ में ये option 2 यहाँ पर match होगा. ठीक है, because Spirogyra is a green algae and it have a dominant haploid and free living gametophyte. Then what is meant by haploid? Okay, dominant haploid. What is meant by dominant haploid? ठीक है, dominant haploid का मतलब क्या होता है? So इसका maximum life part जो रहेगा या life cycle जो रहेगा, it is the haploid one. ठीक है, वो रहेगा haploid. Okay, and that's why here you can see the dominancy of haploid life is the maximum here. ठीक है, that's why you can see the dominant haploid. Free living gametophyte means इसका जो gametes or we can say gametophyte. Gametophyte means plant like, or we can say some structure. ठीक है, जो रहता है free living. Free living means it don't depend on the other. ठीक है, that's why option 2 is the correct for Spirogyra. Okay, next is the option 3 correct for the fern, that is dominant diploid. Okay, so in case of fern, diploid life जो रहेगा इसका, diploid in the sense where have a 2 young ploidy present in the cell. ठीक है, in maximum time in their life. उसके ज्यादातर लाइफ साइकिल के अंदर हमें 2 young ploidy दिखेंगी. दैट इज द डोमिनेंट डिप्लॉइड. ठीक है, स्पोरोफाइट alternating with the reduced gametophyte called prothallus. ठीक है, तो ये हमें फंस के अंदर देखने को मिलेगा. Whenever we talk about the Funaria का आएगा ये 4th option. Dominant haploid leafy gametophyte alternating with the partially dependent multicellular sporophyte. And cycus, for the cycus they have option first. Dominant diploid sporophyte, vascular plant with highly, vascular means which contains xylem phloem. ठीक है, which highly reduced male and female gametophyte. And that's why option 4 is the correct option from this question. Okay, moving further, next question. If geneticist use blind approach for sequencing a whole genome. So here they ask about the whole genome of organism, followed by assignment of the functions to different segment. The methodology adopted by him is called, कौन सा method use करेंगे for sequencing of whole genome? And here they can say the blind approach. Blind, in case of blind approach, we usually sequence all the genome. ठीक है, हम यहाँ पर सारे genome को जो है वो sequence करते हैं. Already bioinformatics is not an option. ठीक है, because bioinformatics is the one of we can say field of biology where we develop some software. ठीक है, टू सॉर्ट द जेनेटिक डेटा. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज द जीन मैपिंग, आल्सो नॉट ऑप्शन. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट इज द एक्सप्रेस सीक्वेंस टैग, बट हियर दे said about the express sequence only, but we want to sequence a whole genome, and that's why option 3 is the correct option, that is sequence annotation. ठीक है, sequence annotation यहाँ पर options आएगा. ठीक है, okay. Next question on your screen, that is, what is the role of large bundle sheet cell found around a vascular bundle in a C4 plant? C4 plant में क्या होता है? You can see the one of anatomy that known as the Kranz anatomy, and उस Kranz anatomy के अंदर हमें देखने को मिलता है there have vascular bundle, and around this vascular bundle you can find the some set of cells. ठीक है, यहाँ पर कुछ सेल का सेट हमें देखने को मिलेगा. ठीक है, and that set of cell is known as the BSC, that is a bundle sheet cell, and उसके around हमें मिलता है mesophyll. Okay, so this type of arrangement you can see in the C4 plant. Okay, and C4 plant is useful to avoid photorespiration. ठीक है, ये क्या करते हैं? फोटोरेस्पिरेशन को अवॉइड करते हैं. ठीक है, चलो. So here what is the role of large bundle sheet cell? So this is the bundle sheet cell. Okay, bundle sheet cell. This is the vascular tissue or vessels, whatever you say, and around this you can see the mesophyll cell. यहाँ पर ऐसा mesophyll cell रहेगा. ठीक है, MSC कहेंगे, that is the mesophyll cell. BSC means bundle sheet cell. Okay, clear. So next, अब यहाँ पर हमें क्या करना है? What is the role of large bundle sheet cell? Large bundle sheet cell का रोल क्या है in the C4 plant? Okay, so first option is to enable the plant to tolerate high temperature. Okay, yes, it is the role of bundle sheet cell, but it is the role of collectively whole C4 cycle. ठीक है, ये रोल जो है हम कह सकते हैं, बट ये रोल है C4 साइकिल का कंप्लीटली, टू टॉलरेट द हाई टेम्परेचर. ओके, टू प्रोटेक्ट रोल, ये किसी भी तरीके से रोल नहीं हो सकता. टू प्रोवाइड अ साइड ऑफ photorespiratory pathway, but photorespiratory pathway not happen in the C4 cycle. That's why this also not option. To increase number of chloroplast for the operation of Kelvin cycle, and this is the correct option. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर क्या होगा? In case of BSC, there have a lot of chloroplast, and this chloroplast important for the operation of Kelvin cycle. ठीक है, Kelvin cycle का ऑपरेशन यहाँ पर प्रॉपरली हो सके, because रूबिस्को प्रेजेंट इन द बीएससी, नॉट इन एमएससी. ठीक है, मेसोफिल सेल के अंदर रूबिस्को प्रेजेंट नहीं रहेगा. इन केस ऑफ एमएससी देयर इज द कार्बन एक्सेप्टर, वहां पर पेप रहेगा, फॉस्फोइनोल पायरुवेट. इट कन्वर्टेड इनटू द ऑक्सैलो एसिटिक एसिड. ठीक है, एंड दिस ऑक्सैलो एसिटिक एसिड जो है वो मैलिक एसिड, और यहाँ पर आएगा बीएससी के अंदर, and then it release the CO2 and other things happen. That is, Rubisco catch the CO2 and it go in Kelvin cycle and make the product. ठीक है, so इस तरीके से यहाँ पर complete cycle चलता है. Moving forward, next question is, which part of fruit label in the given figure make a false fruit? कौन सा part जो है false fruit बनाता है? So seed not make a false fruit, mesocarp not make a false fruit, endocarp not make a false fruit. We already know thalamus is important to making of false fruit. So you already learn in case of apple के अंदर जो fleshy part of fruit रहता है, it made from the thalamus, and that's why it is known as the false fruit. That's why option 1 is the correct. Next question. The anatomy of spring wood shows some peculiar feature. Identify the correct set of statement about the spring wood. ठीक है, So here they talking about the circular ring which found in the wood. ठीक है, wood के अंदर हमें देखने को मिलता है. So there have two type of things. I think you know that is the spring wood, and एक चीज वहां पर हमें देखने को मिलती है, that is the एंटम वुड. ठीक है, स्प्रिंग वुड एंड एंटम वुड, ये दो चीजें हमें देखने को मिलती हैं. ठीक है, सो व्हेनेवर वी टॉक अबाउट द स्प्रिंग वुड, सो स्प्रिंग वुड के अंदर क्या होता है, द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वेसल्स इज द ग्रेटर. यहाँ पर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वेसल्स जो है उसका सिस्टम जो रहे वो क्या बोलेंगे हम उसे, ग्रेटर रहेगा, स्ट्रॉन्ग रहेगा. ठीक है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई वन बाय वन हम एक एक स्टेटमेंट को यहाँ पर देखते जाएंगे. सो स्प्रिंग वुड इट आल्सो नोन एज द अर्ली वुड. सो यहाँ पर स्प्रिंग वुड जो है उसको हम अर्ली वुड कहते हैं. दैट इज द करेक्ट थिंग. इन अ स्प्रिंग सीजन कैम्बियम प्रोड्यूस xylem element which narrow vessel. No, actually in case when in case of spring season, cambium produces the xylem element with not a narrow but with a broad vessels. यहाँ पर broad vessels बनते हैं and that's why it is the lighter in color. ठीक है, मतलब broad vessel बनेंगे, so it have a lighter in color. That's why option C is the correct. Option B is the wrong, because of here they written the narrow vessels. Okay, that's why. After this, you can see the spring wood along with the atom wood shows the alternate concentric ring forming annual ring. Yes, this is correct. It has a lowest density. ठीक है, इसका lowest density रहता है. That also correct statement. Okay, and that's why option 4 is the correct one. Option 4 यहाँ पर क्या है, correct है. Only B option is not correct. ठीक है, B option सिर्फ यहाँ पर correct नहीं. Addition of more solute in given solution will. This is a very simple question actually. यहाँ पर क्या बोला गया, whenever we add more solutes in solution, then उसके बाद क्या होगा, make it water potential zero. No. Okay, when there have 0% of solute, then water potential is the zero. ठीक है, not affect the water potential at all. Yes, it affect for water potential. That's why this statement also wrong. Raise its water potential. Okay, it not raise their water potential. When we added the solute, at that time water potential get down, and that's why option 4 is the correct one. That is lowest is its water potential. Moving forward, next, while explaining the interspecific interaction of the population, plus sign is assigned for beneficial interaction, minus sign is assigned for detrimental interaction, and 0 for neutral interaction. Which one of following interaction can be assigned plus for one species? So they said plus for one species and minus for next species. Okay, so whenever we talk about commensalism, commensalism means plus and 0. Matlab means one species benefited, other there have no benefit, no loss. Whenever we're talking about competition, there have minus sign. Okay, that means A species also have a loss, B species also have a loss. Whenever we talk about the predation, then there have a plus and minus sign. Okay, and whenever we talk about the amensalism, के case में there have a one species not benefited but other species have a loss. That's why predation is the correct option from this thing. Okay, if parasitism option is there, then predation and parasitism both option are the right. अगर यहाँ पर parasitism होता तो. Next question. Transposons can be used during which one of the following? कौन से सिस्टम में ट्रांसपोजोन का यूज होता है, सॉरी ट्रांसपोजोन्स का यूज होता है? In case of autoradiography, no, there have no use of transposons. Next is gene sequencing, no. Next is polymerase chain reaction. No, but transposons used in the gene silencing. So you have a one-off method or we can say application in a biotech 2. ठीक है, बायोटेक सेकंड के अंदर हम एक एप्लीकेशन है एंड उसे हम कहते हैं RNA technique, or we can say RNA interference technique. So RNA, in case of RNA interference technique, we use the transposons. वहां पर हम transposons को use करते हैं for the gene silencing, and that's why option 4 is the correct one. So next is the which of following occur due to the presence of autosome link dominant trait. यहाँ पर बोला गया एटोसोम लिंक डोमिनेंट ट्रेड को हमें फाइंड करना है एंड ऑप्शंस आर हीमोफीलिया, थैलेसीमिया, सिकल सेल एनीमिया, मायोटोनिक डिस्ट्रोफी. ओके, एंड whenever we talk about the thalassemia and sickle cell anemia, थैलेसीमिया और सिकल सेल एनीमिया के बारे में अगर बात करें, so it is the autosomal recessive disorder. 1 minute. Autosomal recessive disorder. Okay. Whenever we talk about the hemophilia, it is the sex link disorder. ठीक है, ये क्या है? सेक्स लिंक है. ठीक है. And whenever we talk about myotonic dystrophy, it is the autosome link dominant trait, and that's why option 4 is the correct option. Okay, so this is all about the botany section. In next lecture we will going to discuss about zoology section. Okay, so my opinion about this paper, actually this paper not have a lot of direct question. Okay, a lot of we can say statement type of question asked in this lesson, in this paper. Okay, and that's why we want to study the things which related to the topic also, and 360 study is the important. ठीक है, for the biology. Okay, so this is all about the botany. So goodbye to all and thank you.